Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be looking at a Zerg versus Terran. We have Sacsri down here in the bottom left, and a player that I don't know if I've casted him before, but I know him pretty well in the way, at least the way he plays Terran versus Terran. This is Togles. So this is one of my least favorite Terran players that exists in the world. I have personally played Togles a lot. I have watched so many of his Terran vs. Terran games. This guy in Terran vs. Terran, and the reason why I chose to cast a game of his against Sacsri is because I'm like, I want to see what he does against other races, because I've never actually seen his games against Protoss or Zerg. But again, I've seen countless Toggles TVTs and played him a lot of times. He goes command center first every single game in Terran vs. Terran, but he does a terrible version of it where he scouts center right away and gives up a chunk of his potential economy to make sure, because he's a ladder Terran, to make sure he's not getting double barracks or center barracks. Okay, so he does a very early scout to center. He goes command center first. And yeah, he goes 2-port Wraith almost every time after that. So like, the guy is actually very frustrating to play against. Obviously, if you are hearing me say this, then and you have figured out that the counter to Toggles is to go command center first in TVT. Yes, I know. Anyways, I'm interested to see what he does, because it's kind of, that's like kind of a cheesy, weird way to play Terran versus Terran. You're like avoiding the basics. You're just like trying to get an edge strategically on your opponent, right? Because like already you're ahead against any factory expand, and then you're ahead against any center barracks, and then no one really expects you to go for 2-port Wraith because it's actually just not that good. But it's like, it's hard to scout when someone goes for command center first, so like it can work, and he's very good at it, right? So it's like he kind of avoids regular metas, like anything normal, and you know, Artos, you want everyone to play? No, everyone can play how they want to play, but if I know this about him, is he ever going to get into ASL? You know, like, are you ever going to hit the top level when you only do one thing that gets you a big advantage at the beginning of the game? You know, and obviously there are some counters to it and stuff, but yeah, that's what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, so how is he going to play these other matchups? Now, he is going for a factory opener. Maybe it's going to be a mech build here against Sacsri. Not entirely sure. That's kind of what it looks like to me. I mean, he could go starport after this. That would be pretty surprising. But he doesn't have a command center coming down, so it kind of makes sense. Oh. What? So Sacsri just saw a floating barracks and 2 Marines on the ramp. So he knows that it's tech. And Toggles is hiding that he's going command center. So you can definitely see here a little bit of what I'm talking about, where it's like, as Sacsri, you're like, okay, this has to be some sort of one base. Maybe this is 2-port Wraith or something. But instead, no, it's not. It's Toggles, like, being tricky. He's being tricky. Okay, let's see here. It's Sunken coming up, and Hydralisk Den. Okay, yeah. So this is very funny from Sacsri. The fact that he's going Hydralisk Speed right now looks like he wants to do a counterattack, and you can see that Toggles, okay, so he's going Valkyrie with this, is the idea, and he's going to get mines for Vultures. So he's going to go 1 factory, Vultures with mines, into Valkyries. So he's trying to cover his bases here. He's definitely gotten his opponent into like a very weird position where Sacsri is definitely not sure of what's going on. He has an idea of what he thinks is going on, but his build doesn't actually really counter it. And you can see, look at how hard he's pushing back this Overlord. He just wants this Overlord out of the way so that he can lay mines, and it's going to be harder for anything to approach. Also, he doesn't want it to see the command center floating down, obviously. So Sacsri still doesn't know what's going on. Mines being laid. Like, right now, if I'm Sacsri, I'm probably thinking, is this going to be a drop? Is it going to be speed vulture run by? Like, what is this exactly? Very, very hard to read. Very strange-looking game so far. Valkyrie on the way. He is getting that speed upgrade to go with these vultures. You can see Togles here trying to, you know, slow down this incoming push. And yeah, he's killed a few lings. Kills a Hydra off there too. He probably wants to try to get this ling. Oh man. Okay, so now he knows. Okay, you know, we see that mines start up here, somewhere up here. No Overlord speed, and he is going into mutas, which actually there's already. This is... Oh, okay. So, because those Hydras were coming, Toggles canceled the idea on going for Valkyries. You know, obviously, he was prepared for that, and now he's switched into Dropship play. So, he had that kind of as his backup, right? Where it's like, okay, we'll go... You know, and he has the eBay in case he needed some missile turrets, but as the Hydras came out, he realized, okay, you know what? We can just try to drop. He's really got so little going on. Just a lot of tech. Now, here comes that drop. There's really nothing here to spot until the Overlord, so that could be problematic. Laying a mine up here. This is drawing attention. That's all he really wants to do. Nothing up here to block. Oh my god, he's killing so many drones here. This is really, really good for Toggles right now. There are 7 mutas on the way, and he did see that Spire and has started his own Valkyrie. Still, the production is very low for Toggles. Oh my god, killing even more drones here. The mutas are going to pop out and force that away. The third base still going to be coming up. Few mines out there still. Well, this one actually has quite a few mines in it. Dropship going way out to the side as well. And of course, his mines are showing him where those mutas are going. Notice he does bring a few Scourge here to try to pick off the Valkyrie. You know, adding into the barracks. Dude, this has been a very weird looking game so far. It's like a very strange 1-1-1 from Toggles. He's got pretty decent turret setup. The turrets are like he's kind of zoning, but there's no way for him to really get in here because if he, well, he does some nice Valkyrie micro. You have to nail the Valkyrie micro. Oh, see, he slid forward. Oh, he was actually supposed to lose it there because the Valkyrie slid forward, but the Scourge luckily ended up dying off. It's actually not quite quick enough there. He does reduce that SCV count quite a bit. 26 is very, very low, or 27 here. Another drop of vultures into the main base. Looking for some more drone kills. Oh my god. Oh my god. The mine goes after an egg and kills so many drones. Sacsri with almost nothing left. Oh my god, another mine goes off. Oh, this is so funny, actually. And Sacsri, I have the utmost respect for Sacsri as a pro gamer. I think Sacsri is... probably the most underrated Zerg player that exists. But he is absolutely getting destroyed right now by these vultures. Okay, so the dropship off to the side doesn't have vultures in it, but I think he will continue to rotate some down just to try to get a few more drone kills. This looks to me like a game that Toggles should be able to win. Even though he took some decent damage up here to the mutas, lost quite a few workers, he's kind of rebuilt those. He's getting into his bio. He has a science vessel. You know, definitely has some good things going for him. +1, range both coming up. Doesn't quite get him with that mine. Getting a lot of these larvae here. My god. Oh, he got 6 kills with that irradiate. I wish I hadn't clicked on that. Oh, Artos, you're watching one Vulture being micros just like your play, lol. Yeah, well. he kills off the mutas pretty badly there for Sacsri. Sacsri has a lot of bad things occurring to him right now. And he is getting a carapace upgrade. I've talked about this in the past where, you know, these 1-1-1 plays for a while were countered by like Ling, Lurker, Hydra, +1 carapace type plays where you just make a lot of units. And he does have 4 hatches, but the amount of times he's had to remake his drones makes it a little bit problematic to have the army size that you kind of need. There is a second factory on the way, which is very, very uncommon. You almost never see like bio with 2 factory tank. When you open a normal game and your opponent ends up going Hydra Lurker, that's about the only time that you see this. Not really against anything else. Now, we don't know, like he probably will end up going Hydra Lurker Ling, so it kind of makes sense. So I can't fault him for the second factory. I think it's a good choice. Hiding these science vessels up here. Doesn't want them picked off randomly. Muta's maybe just scouting for what's incoming. We're in definitely a very quiet moment in this game. More medics than Marines. Same. 1 for each. Getting that +2 attack as well. The 3 mutas obviously can't really do anything. He's just trying to figure out what's coming and when. Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously I'm actually sitting here thinking about how I've presented Toggles and how you guys might be watching this saying like, I love this guy, I love this style, show me more Toggles games. And I'm thinking of what I'm going to say to you about that to try to dissuade you from that. Anyways, Toggles is getting ready for his move out, man, and this army is nasty. He is going to have +2 attack relatively soon. He has +1 on the way for these 4 siege tanks. He's got a lot of science vessels with energy. His army is not huge, but it should be big enough to kill Sacsri's army pretty handily. Just very basic control here should win the game for Toggles. So he sieges 1 tank. He's going to start leapfrogging at least a little bit, scouting up in the front. You definitely want those tanks spread a bit. D-Matrix going to be your friend here more than irradiate. D-Matrix going to be your friend here more than irradiate. D-Matrix going to be your friend here more than irradiate. He irradiates a Hydra. That had one. That had one. That one had one. That one had one. So he had the potential of 4 D-Matrixes for his 4 tanks. That 100% D-Matrix would have done better there for him. 100%. So Sacsri is actually kind of holding the push. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is turning into one of the worst casts I've ever done at this point. But yeah, we're like watching this kind of hilarious situation where Toggles here is kind of leaning onto Sacsri, and Sacsri this is not a good spot for him, to make it clear. He is taking an additional base, and if he can get that up and going, obviously that's going to be pretty huge. But he doesn't really have the tech he needs. Like, he does not have defilers out or anything to stop these siege tanks. The other type of tech that would be very good here would be ultralisks. Like, he could go into either direction. It would be like okay-ish, especially since that is a +2 carapace. But I guess, yeah, you probably want to go defiler from here. Sacsri backing up a little bit. Trying to take these engage as well in the center. Now, double eBay. Okay, he's getting good upgrades. He still has a few mines in here. Setting up an additional base. Has that bunker up. This is a really... I like this base a lot from Togles. Taking that because he is kind of like holding the center a bit. You know, his 2-factory siege tank I think will end up paying off. I think here you should just kind of spread in siege and just kind of slowly push the center. You know, obviously Defiler Mound is on the way, so there is some sense of urgency. But, like, that's all you have to do if they don't have Defilers, go very slow. And you basically can't lose it. So he throws down some Irradiates. You know, the Lurkers run up and burrow, so he actually is going to remove a lot of the Marine Medic. And might be able to pick off some of these Siege Tanks with those remaining Hydras. Ooh, loses a lot, though. The 2 Siege Tanks finish off quite a bit. Now, the counterattack down here, 3 Hydras with +1 are not going to do anything here against this little group of Marine Medics. Some good micro there as well. Pulls back the hurt one. And it seems like he just has enough at all these times. It's crazy because Sacsri has actually killed way more than I thought he would, especially when you look at how many drones he lost and how off he was about what was going on in the game. Like, he definitely did get tricked. Toggles taking another base in the top right. Yeah, that does make sense. Sacsri trying to take a 4th base. He did just scout that with the scan. Making some Zerglings, maybe hoping to be able to kill this stuff off. Defiler is out now. So there is a little bit of potential here for Sacsri. It's going to be tough, but if he can break through this, he might be able to make a run up the map. Okay, he does have 1 Lurker that gets under the Dark Swarm, so that will be enough to hold off this army and 50 more that look like it. Just going to leave that one under the Dark Swarm. Just going to hold this position for him for now. But you're going to have to deal with this army eventually. Like, you can't just do this forever. His economy is not quite at that position. So it looks like he's going to run around. Again, a very small army here. It's going to run up and just snipe that 1 Lurker. He's going to be able to get this hatch pretty easily, it looks like. Coming up around, Sacsri wants to throw a Darkstorm down here. And he does. He'll be able to kill those tanks, but the Bioforce is going to be a different problem altogether. Doesn't have energy on these Defilers, unfortunately. Looks like they will probably get just picked off right away. Oh, does get 1 down on Dark Swarm. Okay, he kind of has the Bioforce trapped, but can he finish it off? Lurkers on this side, Dark Swarm. Well, there's no units under the Dark Swarm right now. And, you know, obviously can't do any damage there. Taking a look back at his base, he is getting pretty low on the mining. Looks like a single Ling forced to lift off there. Sacsri just still trying to grind it. He is getting into Plague, which if you're going to win a game that looks like this, that is basically what it's going to look like, is a lot of Hydras and a lot of Plague. And obviously a lot of Defiler food in form of Zerglings. Yeah, we have seen some games that where that can look very, very good from Zerg. Drop comes down, but looks like that's going to be not dealt with because he's just got like unupgraded mutas there. But finally deals with this. Okay. So Sacsri is right on the brink of death. Talk about that a lot, where 70 is kind of the edge of where you can hold on to things. But he's actually only on 3 bases, and it's turning into like a Plague grind game only. So we'll see if it actually holds up in that way. Oh, oh, shit. That mine. Oh, my God. And then he steps the Hydras over the Lurker, so the Lurker takes the splash damage. GG from Sacsri. Okay, Okay, so Togles takes down Sacsri. Now, I'm obviously a little bit biased against Togles. I do not like the way that he approaches the game, but I understand that having watched the build and the excitement of what he was doing has probably won some people over to Toggles' cause. But I probably very much like your like maybe nagging mother and I'm going to look at who it is here that you're maybe interested in dating and tell you Toggles isn't right for you as a Terran player. Okay? There's no future here. You can't fix him. Okay? He does tricky, way out there stuff. There isn't a lot of fundamental strength. Like we saw where he had 4 defense matrix with 4 tanks and he's like irradiating Hydralisks. Like there's a lot of fundamental things missing. He's trying to get big leads in the early game, which he got, and he ended up winning against a great pro gamer. But well, that's all. I'm going to be quiet now. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching Toggles play. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.